Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dove Peace Library. Today we bring you the fifth and final episode of our magical tale, The Return of the Three-Colored Princess. The winds of Aurellion howled like a living storm as Aurelia, the three-colored princess, and her three shimmering birds soared through misty forests and over jagged mountains. The sun had long risen, but a shadow hung over the land, a darkness that gnawed at the edges of her memory and the kingdom she had only begun to reclaim. The guardian who had been freed the day before rode beside her, a silent sentinel. "The sorcerer grows impatient," he warned, his voice low and urgent. "He knows you are awake, and he will stop at nothing to keep you from reclaiming your throne." Aurelia's grip tightened on the reins of her courage, her resolve hardening like steel. The birds circled above her like living crowns of light, their iridescent feathers catching the morning rays. "I will not let him control my destiny," she said firmly, her voice ringing with newfound power. "Not now, not ever." As they neared the floating city of Aurellion, the air shimmered unnaturally. Dark clouds churned above the golden towers, and lightning flickered like jagged, broken mirrors. A knot of dread formed in Aurelia's stomach. This was the sorcerer's doing, a last, desperate attempt to break her spirit before she could fully awaken her power. They landed in the Grand Plaza, and Aurelia's gaze swept over the city. Citizens had gathered, their faces pale with fear, yet a flicker of recognition and hope lit up their eyes as they saw the princess they had longed for. The birds' song rang across the square, a luminous echo of hope, their three brilliant colors dazzling against the darkened, stormy sky. And then, from the long shadows of the tallest tower, the sorcerer appeared. Cloaked in pure darkness, his eyes gleamed with malice and an ancient, terrifying power. "So, the little mortal remembers at last," he hissed, his voice a venomous whisper that seemed to poison the very air. "Do you truly think you can reclaim what was stolen from you?" Aurelia stepped forward, her posture unwavering. Magical wings, a part of the power she had absorbed during her trials, glimmered faintly around her. "I am not just a mortal," she declared, her voice steady and commanding, carrying across the plaza to every listening ear. "I am Aurelia, the three-colored princess, heir of Aurellion, and I will not let you rule over my people or my destiny." The sorcerer let out a laugh, a chilling sound that sent shivers through the city's very foundations. Shadows surged around him, twisting into monstrous, nightmarish forms that clawed at the remaining light. But Aurelia was ready. She raised her hands, and the three birds soared high above her, their combined light forming a brilliant prism that sliced through the encroaching darkness. Magic pulsed from her, a force born not just of raw power, but of memory, love, and the unyielding courage she had discovered in the deep forest. Each flash of gold, sapphire, and rose-red light expanded, filling the city with an incredible warmth, washing away the sorcerer's shadows like a tide of pure energy. The citizens felt it too, a deep, resonant hope swelling in their hearts, binding them together as one against the darkness. "You cannot win," Aurelia said softly, yet her words held an unshakable strength that echoed with the force of prophecy. "This kingdom is not yours to claim. It belongs to its people and to me." The sorcerer's dark tendrils lashed out in a furious assault, but each strike met the radiant barrier of the bird's magic and dissolved harmlessly. Finally, Aurelia focused all her energy, pouring every fragment of her regained memories and the unbreakable bond she shared with the birds into a single, dazzling beam of concentrated light. The sorcerer screamed as the brilliance enveloped him, his form dissolving, his darkness breaking apart into harmless motes that drifted away like smoke in the wind. A profound and complete silence followed. Then the sky cleared, revealing a radiant sun that sparkled on the golden towers of Aurellion as if they were brand new. The citizens erupted into a massive cheer, a wave of joy and relief that washed over the entire city. They rushed toward their princess, their faces streaked with tears of happiness. Tears of joy streamed down Aurelia's face as well as she stepped forward, embracing the people who had waited for her for so long. The three birds circled gently around her, landing softly on her shoulders and outstretched arms, their job complete. Aurelia smiled, feeling whole for the very first time since she had been taken from her home. She'd reclaimed her past, her magic, and her destiny. That evening, as the kingdom celebrated with music and light, Aurelia climbed to the highest tower of Aurellion and looked out over her city. Her heart was steady, her spirit unshakable, and her mind perfectly clear. "I am Aurelia," she whispered to the wind, a quiet promise to herself and her kingdom. "The three-colored princess." And on home, the birds chirped in perfect harmony, a melody of promise and joy that filled the night air. In that moment, Aurelia felt the pulse of her kingdom, alive and free, thrumming in perfect tune with her own heartbeat. The long, arduous journey of loss, awakening, and courage had finally ended, but her reign had only just begun. And under the warm, golden sun of Aurelion, Aurelia knew that magic, hope, and love would guide her and her kingdom for all the days to come. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey. If you enjoyed the story of the three-colored princess, please leave a comment below and let us know your favorite part. We love hearing from you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure. See you next time at Dove Peace Library.